Hello, fellow patriots, and welcome back to another episode of Red, Rights, and You. I'm your host, Tim Andrews, and today we're going to jump into the recent Democratic National Convention because, let's face it, who doesn't love a good comedy show, right? The difference is that there aren't a bunch of empty seats when a good comic comes into town. So the Democrats held their big production, and let me tell you, it was a sight to behold. Imagine, if you would, a room full of people who all agree that they don't agree on anything, except that they really, really, really hate Republicans, especially if their name is Donald Trump. Now, I'm pretty sure the warm-up act must have been a hypnotist. As usual, the left audience was buying every single thing that they were being sold. I mean, they could have all been barking like dogs if they'd been asked. And I was hoping against all hope that somebody would just step up to the podium, snap their fingers, and say, okay, wake up. And that indoctrinated audience would come to and realize what's going on. The common sense that the communist leadership and their mainstream media has somehow managed to strip away would all of a sudden return. Then they could open their eyes wide and plainly see the path to destruction that the evil left is leading our country down. So I want to start out by talking about the speeches. Oh, those speeches. If I had $1 for every time the word democracy was mentioned, I'd be rich enough to fund a Green New Deal of my own, minus the cow farts, of course. The word democracy repeatedly used and American flags being waved at a communist rally. It was like watching a room full of vampires wearing crosses and squirting each other with holy water. Lenin must have been rolling over in his tomb. But here's the kicker. One by one, they paraded out every evil progressive communist posing as a Democrat to tell us how democracy is at risk from Republicans. Yes, you heard that right. Apparently, having more freedom, lower taxes, and actual jobs is now a threat to democracy. It was like watching Satan preach that Christians are promoting how beautiful hell is. Now, the highlight, if you can call it that, was when they rolled out their A-listers. And by A-listers, I mean every politician who's been around since 8-track tape players were cool. There was, of course, Joe Biden looking more energized than usual, thanks to what I can only assume was a triple shot of espresso and a pep talk from Jill. Come on, Joe. Come on, man. You got this. Just don't say anything weird. And then there was old Bernie Sanders, reminding everyone that he's still here, still grumpy, and still hasn't found a hairbrush. He gave his usual "the billionaires are coming" speech, which always makes me wonder, does he know he's in the wrong party? I mean, the Democrats are practically the party of billionaires at this point. But those are the right kind of billionaires, right? I get it. Of course, AOC, all of our favorite, made an appearance too, delivering a rousing speech about the Green New Deal again. At this point, I'm convinced she's got it on a loop. It's like that friend who always tells the same old story at every party, and you're like, yep, We've heard this one before. But hey, at least she's consistent. And then we can't forget about the grand finale. They brought out all those big guns to unite the party and rally the troops. The only problem? The troops were too busy arguing over who gets to lead the march. One minute they're praising unity, and the next they're debating whether unity is too exclusionary a term. It was a masterclass in how to talk in circles. And how about that inspirational address from the great communicator, the master orator, and appointed presidential candidate, Kamala Harris. She talked about all of the things she was going to fix on day one. You know, all of those things that she and Biden were responsible for breaking in the first place. It's funny, they treat that time as if it never existed. Like they're now trying to fix something that Trump broke, when she is in fact talking about putting out the fires that she and Joe started. The left loves to come up with politically correct, fancy words to describe everything. Hey, how about this one? Accountability. Their rhetoric is nothing more than a smokescreen to disguise the most radical left Marxist regime and communist agenda to ever exist in this country. They will not stop until complete government control and manipulation becomes the rule of the land. So overall, once you take away the Trump bashing and abortion rights banter, the DNC was nothing more than a hyped Hollywood-style award show. Long, drawn out, and full of people congratulating themselves and patting themselves on the back for being famous. But hey, at least they all got participation trophies, right? The real question is, though, did they convince anyone who wasn't already in their echo chamber? Well, I'll leave that for you to decide. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much again for joining us here on Red, Rights, and You. If you enjoyed this recap of the Democratic National Convention, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and please tell your friends. So until next time, stay informed, stay the course, and stay patriotic. God bless you all, and God bless America.